Namaste. I'm Teju Talnakro reporting from Mormugar Port, Goa, where history is not just being witnessed but written today. India welcomes home two fearless women who have sailed across oceans and into the nation's heart. Lieutenant Commander Rupa A and Lieutenant Commander Dil Nakie. The dynamic duo of Navika Sagar Parikrama 2 have completed a near impossible feat, a double handed global circumnavigation aboard INSV Tarini. As a fellow woman in the defense space, it's an honor to speak to two women who have redefined courage, command, and capability on the high seas. Ladies, welcome home. First of all, ladies, congratulations. What's the first thing that throws your mind as INSV Tarini as near Goa coast?
We're really happy and proud, and it was a very satisfying moment for us because we have completed this very successfully, and we have been committed to this project since last 4 years. So we're really happy and proud.
All right. So, how does it feel to be back on land after 8 months at sea? When you sailed from Goa on October 2nd, 2024, did you imagine that you'll come back as an icon woman here?
When we sailed on October 2nd, 2024, we had a lot of things going on in mind, which the first thing was to, how to be safe and complete the journey successfully. And now we are here, we're feeling very proud and happy that we have been able to complete the journey.
Right. So, what was the most challenging moment during the circumnavigation, physically, emotionally? What kept you motivated during rough weather?
There were many challenges, but I would mention one moment where when we rounded Cape Horn, we had very rough weather and we had very confused seas, and we had 5 to 7 meters of wave height, and it was coming and hitting Tarini on full force, and we had multiple knockdowns near the Cape Horn. So that was one night which we'll never forget.
I see. So, you crossed three oceans around Cape Horn, often called the Sailor's Everest. So, what was that like? Because you have done what very few in the world, let alone the women. So, have you dared to? How do you view this moment in the longer narrative of gender inclusion in defense forces?
It felt very great crossing Cape Horn because Cape Horn is the envy and the nightmare of every sailor. And to round Cape Horn as a sailor, it doesn't matter as women or men. As a sailor, to round the Cape Horn, it's feared by even by all professional sailors, and it feels great and a humbling experience.
Right. So, as a two woman at the helm of historic global voyage, what does this achievement to you personally, not just an officer, but as a woman representing armed forces?
So this journey has given immense experience for us, and we have learned many things in life. It changed the perspective towards life. This is one which have earned personally. And to every woman, we would say this journey shows how much if an opportunity is given to women, we are capable of achieving anything. We can just take on anything in life.
So, is there one sunrise, storm, a moment of silence at sea that you'll never forget?
Yes, there was one night actually when the sky was very clear and you could see the entire Milky Way galaxy, and suddenly there was a shooting star, but the shooting star was like a firecracker, and it happened to go for at least like more than 20 seconds where you had like enough time to make a wish.
Wow. That's amazing. You have become icon of courage, Nari Shakti. How do you feel about the impact you are having on young women across the country? You have inspired schoolgirls, cadets, and even foreign parliaments. What moment during this journey made you realize the power of your presence as a woman in uniform?
So when we were in Australia, we were acknowledged and honored by Western Australia Parliament. That was a moment where we felt really proud because they acknowledged the about the Indian Navy and our India as a country by taking on this adventurous challenge, because it's an Indian built boat. They also appreciated the boat building capability of India. So that was one moment where we felt so proud about being in defense forces and then taking on the challenges like this.
Right. So now, what would you say to the Indian girls, especially those from small towns and remote areas, who dream of wearing uniform or dreaming of life at sea?
Join Navy, see the world, because we joined Navy and we saw the world.
Wow, that's something which I've always dreamed of, and to be the world circumnavigator is one of my ambition. But here I am standing with the navigators, like change maker, the trailblazer. I'm lucky to be standing with you girls, though I cannot fulfill the dream of touring the entire world, global. But you met parliamentarians, diasporas communities, and school children abroad. What was the most memorable interaction during your port calls?
So all the 4 ports, we got an opportunity to share our experience, share our the entire journey experience to everyone, like schools, kids, universities, and the Indian diaspora in every places were welcoming us. So the warmth and the reception which we got in every port from the Indian diaspora was really amazing. We felt really proud, and they felt really proud. And there was one instant where in Falkland Islands, there were only 20 to 30 Indians. They all came together. They all came together, and every place we went, it was like a homely feeling for us. So yeah.
Right. So now that you have done something so historic, what's your next for you both? How do you plan to carry this legacy forward for future generation of women?
I would continue sailing and contribute to sailing in the Indian Navy and in India.
Okay, so if you were given a chance to do it just all over again, will you do it?
Definitely, given an opportunity, yes.
We are ready to go now.
All right. One thing you miss the most at sea.
Mom's food,
Biryani.
Who's better cook around on board Tarini?
Rupa,
Stormy night or calm sunrise? What's your favorite vibe?
stormy seas,
Calm sunrises.
One song that become your sailing anthem.
We shall overcome.
this too shall pass.
If INS V Tarini had a personality, how would you describe her in 3 words?
Strong,
Funny.
fast.
The weirdest or funniest moment during your voyage?
When one of us hid ourselves behind the mast and the other one was sleeping, and when she woke up, she thought like I was not there. I felt overboard.
Tea or coffee after a long night watch?
Coffee,
Always coffee.
Which port has the best food?
Australia,
Cape Town.
One skill you master at sea that has nothing to do with sailing.
Singing.
listening to songs.
If you weren't in the Navy, what you will be doing today?
Logistics officer,
A naval armament inspecting officer.
What's more likely to start a dance party on board?
Both of us.
Ocean you secretly love the most? Indian, Pacific, Atlantic.
all oceans facing.
Even the Arabian Sea was the same. All oceans are the same.
Did you give names to your sails or equipments?
No, we speak to Tarini.
First thing you're going to do back on land. That's not official duty.
Sleep.
Yeah, looking forward to some sleep.
From towing wave to global praises, this journey has been more than a maritime mission. It has been a movement. Lieutenant Commander Rupa and Lieutenant Commander Dilna haven't just conquered oceans. They've conquered outdated perceptions, inspired young women, and pushed the boundaries of what women in uniform can do. As a woman in defense journalism, I leave this conversation with immense pride and greater hope. Thank you both, not just for sailing, but for steering a new course for India's daughter. Jai Hind. This is Tejat Alnakro reporting for Sudarshan World at Goa.